Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is Macbeth theme quotations on the theme of ambition. Now I'm really sorry, I only put up one video last week and the one I did put up, it was put up 2 days late. I know it's so terrible, I know I'm such a bad person, but basically last week I had like a lot of work going on, like a lot of homework, coursework, and also I just want to watch TV, like daily struggles. And yeah, so before I start this video I would also, I really need to do this before I forget, I need to give a shout out to Miss Smith, my RS teacher, who saw my last video and she was not pleased that I didn't give her a shout out and I gave 11x51. I mean, how dare I forget Miss Smith. Anyways, I'm going to take this time to thank you, Miss Smith. If it weren't for you, I wouldn't have known anything. And also, I would like to take this opportunity to thank you for giving me star for the term last term, even though my mock results proved that I'm really bad at TP. Well, like, not really bad, I mean, when you expect medical ethics to come up and then life after death comes up, like, what was I supposed to do? But yeah, that was my fault for not revising life after death. But yeah, thank you so much, Miss Smith. You're the best TP teacher ever. I know that was not rehearsed, even though it sounded like it. Oh my gosh, what am I doing? Yeah, so thanks, Miss Smith. Anyways, moving on. So yeah, as I said before, this is going to be ambition theme quotations on Macbeth. So keep watching if you want to know. Quotations with the theme of ambition. What am I doing? So the first quote to do with ambition which I picked out was actually the first adjective described to used to describe Macbeth in the Hall of the Play. So the quote is "For brave Macbeth" and it's said by Captain, the character Captain, in Act 1, Scene 2. And the adjective brave, it's a very simple adjective, it's very easy to understand, and hence it gets you thinking, if Macbeth is brave, if he's able to, if he has such ambition to win this war that they're fighting against the Vikings, etc., and he's described as brave, just downright brave, then it kind of shows that the ambitions which he has, he's brave to carry out, which kind of later foreshadows the events which take place in the latter part of the novel. And then we have this large soliloquy which starts with the supernatural soliciting post Macbeth finding out, meeting the witches and having his prophecies delivered to him that he will be Thane of Cawdor and he'll be king hereafter. So he steps aside after finding out that he is actually Thane of Cawdor now, and he delivers the soliloquy, and at the end of, nearer to the end of the soliloquy, he says, "My thought whose murder yet is but fantastical, shakes so my single state of man that function is smothered in sunrise, and nothing is but what is not." You see that his immediate response to finding out that 2 of the prophecies of the witches have been fulfilled and third one is still awaiting is that in order to become king he has to murder. And although like at first he's very shaken up by it and he doesn't want to do it, he later kills Duncan, which was actually a very bad thing to do. I mean, it still would be a bad thing to do because you're murdering someone, but to kill a king was like the worst thing to do, because a king is a divine ruling authority. The king has been, back in those times, the king was said to be chosen by God to rule over people, and the fact that he is messing with the normal flow of things, it shows his ambition to want to be king so bad. Because if it was you or me, I'm not sure actually, but I would possibly, he could have waited for it. So he thinks about murder straight away, which shows his ambition to become king and his drive to want to become king, because no one automatically switches to thinking about that, like, yeah. Then we have Act 1, Scene 5, where Macbeth describes his ambition as black and deep desires. You could say these black and deep desires are used as a metaphor for his ambition, but also to emphasize on the adjectives used, such as black and deep. So you have black, which is a colour associated with power, formality, death, evil. I think evil's the best one to pick up from there. And the fact that he's describing his desires as deep shows how much he wants them to happen, how much it's eating away inside him, and that's how badly he wants it to happen. So, which kind of further proves ambition to become king. Then we have the part where Lady Macbeth is in the castle reading her letter from Macbeth before he comes, and she says her immediate response is also murder, but with Macbeth it was kind of like, oh, I'm really shaken up about it, why do I yield to that suggestion and stuff. But with Lady Macbeth, she is pure evil. She straight away, you get this whole soliloquy about trying to, she's just a horrible person. I mean, plucking a child's boneless gums out, and just really horrid imagery. But she goes, after reading the letter, she says, "Thou wouldst be great, art not without ambition, but without the illness should attend it." So she's basically describing, she's basically saying that Macbeth does have the ambition, but he doesn't have the kind of nerve to see it through. That's the difference between Lady Macbeth and Macbeth. I think Lady Macbeth doesn't really think things through, whereas I can't say through. Whereas Macbeth is very you see Macbeth speaking to himself quite a lot, and I think that's really good to speak about his development on his character. Then you have Macbeth's long soliloquy from Act 1, Scene 7, which is talking about this is the poison chalice one, and at the end of it, he says, "I have no spur to prick the sides of my intent, but only vaunting ambition which overleaps itself and falls on the other." So in this quote, what Macbeth is trying to say is, there is actually no reason to kill Duncan. This whole soliloquy is Macbeth analysing his relationship with Duncan, and he kind of sees that there is no one's going to gain good out of killing Duncan apart from himself. Then we come to Act 2, Scene 4. This is post the murder of Duncan. So you have Ross and Macduff and Macbeth. I think they're all there, and they're trying to work out who the murderer of Duncan is, King Duncan is. And Malcolm and Donalbain, King Duncan's sons, have fled because it doesn't really look good on them. The evidence is all pointing towards them, so they just decided to flee, to be on the safe. But yeah, then you have Ross, who says, "Gainst nature still, faithless ambition that will raven up thine own life's means, then 'tis most like the serenity will fall upon Macbeth." So you have Ross here working out that this murder is nothing but the result of ambition, or vaunting ambition as Macbeth describes it, and but he's got one massive thing wrong, mistakens Malcolm and Donalbain for carrying out the murders of King Duncan, but it was actually Macbeth. Then we had come to Act 3, Scene 1, where Banquo suspects foul play in King Duncan's death. He kind of goes, "Thou playedst most foully fought, yet it was said it should not stand in thy posterity." So this whole paragraph, the first speech you have from Banquo in Act 3, Scene 1, or any character in Act 3, Scene 1, is from Banquo, and it's talking about he suspects foul play in the murder of King Duncan, but that was also one of the prophecies of the witches which has come true, that Macbeth shall be king. Therefore, the other prophecy which the witches had promised was Banquo will not be king, but his children and his descendants will be of royalty. So then he goes, after thinking it all this through, he's like, "Oh my gosh, my kids might be kings." He goes, "But hush no more," which his reluctancy to say anything or like do anything on the foul play which he suspects, just because he knows that his future descendants could be the king of Scotland. Yeah, Scotland. It's his ambition shines through, because that is not what a true friend does. So his ambition stops him from doing the right thing, which is saying to the people, I don't think this is what happened. I think this could be the thing which happened, but he regards that because he knows there will be some favours in his side. So yeah, he's like, "Fudge no more." Then we come into Macbeth's huge soliloquy. To make them kings, the seeds of Banquo kings. So on his head there's a fruitless crown, and to make them kings, the seed of Banquo kings. So now he's kind of getting very paranoid, and he just wants now he's going to start killing for no reason. That also shows his ambition. I mean, his hamartia, i.e. his fatal flaw, is his ambition. That's what lets him down. It's one of the best things about Macbeth, the fact that he's so ambitious. It is also the one thing that lets him down, because he's never satisfied with what he has. He wants to be king, but he still wants to only have his blood rule the country. So yeah. And then skipping along to Act 5, Scene 6, we have Macduff right before he kills Macbeth, I think. Yeah, so the quote is, it's a very long quote, I'm going to try and unpick it on the spot right here. So the quote is, "Either thou, Macbeth, or else my sword with an unbattered edge, I sheath again undeeded. There thou shouldst be by this great all I hear is blah 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 blah. Okay, there thou shouldst be by this great clatter, one of greatest note seems bruited. Let me find him, fortune and more I beg not." So this is Macduff, and it shows that Macduff is being ambitious, but he's doing it for the right reasons. He doesn't want it for his fortune, like he says, "Let me find him, fortune and more I beg not." Whereas Macbeth just did it for fame, fortune. So yeah, it shows that's the quote in which ambition has been used in the right way. And then we come to Act 5, Scene 5. I think this quote I have here is very, it's quite sad, because this is the quote where Macbeth kind of realises everything he's done has just been for no reason. His wife is dead, Malcolm is going to become king, he's going to be killed, and he just feels really lonely at this point in time. So the paragraph I'm talking about, well, the lines I'm talking about is Act 5, Scene 5, "She should have died hereafter. There would have been a time for such a word. Tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow creeps in this petty pace from day to day, to the last syllable of recorded time, and all our yesterdays have lighted falls. The way to dusty death, out, brief candle." So I think the first thing I picked up on was the anaphora of the word tomorrow, tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow, and it also uses synthetic listing to show how what he did with his ambition, all the things he had done because of his ambition, he's just going to face the consequences, but life keeps rolling, and there's nothing he can do about it. The world's not just going to stop for one person, do you get what I mean? Like, I wish it did for me, but no, it won't. So yeah, I think that's a really nice quote, because it's a nice summary of how meaningless all his acts as a result of his ambition were. I think it's the last quote. So that's it for today, guys. I feel like I do need to dig deeper and find more like ambition quotations. I think this is a good starting point to the theme of analysing the theme of ambition in Macbeth. But I'm definitely going to try and look for more, and possibly do this video again, or like do a part 2 to it to add more depth into it, with like pointing out more figurative or literary devices used by Shakespeare. So yeah, guys, please like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you guys soon.